Hello and good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you to this special event with Marzi. We are truly delighted to have Dr. Snehalata Shivaprakash with us today. She is going to talk about forgetfulness vs dementia, Know the Science. She is the Vice President of Clinical Services at Marzi by Primus and brings with her over 14 years of rich experience in patient care, wellness, and healthcare management. She has held leadership roles at Portia and Manipal, and she is deeply committed to preventive healthcare and holistic wellness, something we all value here at Mercy. Welcome, Dr. Snehalata. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'll share my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am. We can see it.
Yes. Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone
Ma'am,
here.
the slide we are not able to see.
Sorry, 1 second. Is it visible now?
Still double click to the enter full screen mode. Yeah, now we can see.
Okay. So good evening to one and all who is present here today. The topic that we've chosen to speak about today is dementia versus forgetfulness. Basically, it is a simple topic, but most wanted, or let's say most easily misunderstood symptom that most of us have. So to begin with, I'm sure most of you would have heard about somebody complaining at home that I forgot where I left my keys. I forgot where I left my phone. There are so many memes out there in Instagram saying, my wife says she remembers everything, but she keeps asking me to search for her phone by giving her a call. Is that dementia? Is that forgetfulness? So that's what we're going to learn from this whole series today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat so that we can answer it for you at the end of the session. You have to understand why it is important to understand this topic. Because there is something called a disease called dementia, which can be, you can at least prevent it, or you can at least slow down the progression of it, though it cannot be completely cured. And you have to also remember that small symptoms need not have to become a disease per se. And early detection can help us to deal with it better, take better care, and plan your life more better so that you have support at every end. So let's start with the topic. What is forgetfulness? Now, if you're meeting somebody after 10, 15 years, will you remember their name? Most probably, if they were very close with you, you will remember them. But if you have met them like very breezily or just met them very infrequently, you might not remember their name, but you'll remember the face, right? So this small temporary memory loss is called forgetfulness. The difference between forgetfulness and dementia is that in forgetfulness, after some time, you might remember the name, or it'll be simple things like you would have left your car keys somewhere, you've left your mobile somewhere. But after some time, you will know that you have forgotten it and somewhere you will find it. Ultimately, you will find it. So a temporary memory lapse is called forgetfulness. And why does it occur? One, monotonous or routine life. If you're doing something every day and by mistake you replace, instead of keeping the key in the key bunch, if you keep it somewhere else, you'll forget, right? Or if you're doing multitasking, at one end I'm talking on the phone, the other end I'm managing my child, and then I'm doing keeping the key, I might not remember where I kept it. So if I'm doing multiple things at a time, if I'm very tired, if I am very sleepy, I might forget things, because these are things that I might not be paying attention to when I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it because it's a routine that I do. So these are the small common things that happen, and that is why we forget a few things, right? But having said that, this is not linked to disturbing your lifestyle completely, right? Dementia is a disease, okay? In dementia, what happens? This forgetfulness becomes worse. There's a persistent and a continuous progression in the disease. So it starts with simple things, and then it goes on to become so bad that you cannot do your normal daily functions. A simple thing as wearing a shirt may be difficult. A simple thing of walking around your house or finding your home may be difficult. This becomes progressively worse. That is called dementia, right? And then it not only affects your memory, it also affects your language skills. You're not able to talk, right? When you know a language well, sometimes when we are talking, we'll suddenly forget a word. I might say, can you tell me the word for mango in your regional language? At that point, you might not remember it, but after some time you will remember it. So that is called forgetfulness. But if you cannot even speak that language, though you are fluent in it, that is where dementia plays a role. You're not able to communicate, you're not able to find a reason, you're not able to remember that you forgot something. That is called dementia. Now, dementia per se is an umbrella of diseases, right? It's not one single disease. It's a disease condition where the brain is not functioning very well, and it has got problems like memory loss, reasoning problems. So there are many reasons why this happens. One of the most common, or 60 to 70% of the cases of dementia, is because of a disease called Alzheimer's. I'm sure all of you have seen that Amitabh Bachchan's movie where Alzheimer's, everything is portrayed very beautifully, right? They show you how progressively they become like a child. They forget everything. They don't know how to function normally. They need somebody to take care of them. That is not normal aging. Not everybody who grows old has to get dementia, right? I know of people who are living 95 plus who still have good memory. They may not remember everybody's name, but they can do their normal functions on their own. They can take care of themselves. They can eat well. They can bathe themselves. They know their way around the house. They are people with strong memories also. So what's the difference? When we grow older, we become at a higher risk of developing this disease. Okay, it can occur because of a stroke. It can occur because vascular issues in your brain. It can occur because of protein buildup in your body, in your brain, which is called Alzheimer's disease. There's Lewy bodies dementia. There's mixed dementia. There are different types of dementias, right? And all this, we are at a higher risk as we grow older, but does not mean that I will 100% get the disease. Okay. Now, so what's the difference if we have to tell in one glance? What is the difference between forgetfulness and dementia, right? So the difference would be that in forgetfulness, it will not impact your daily life. You can go about doing your normal life. And occasionally only you'll forget certain things. And you are aware that you have forgotten something. So now I can tell, if I lost my key, I can tell you that I lost my key. I remember that I've lost my key. But in a dementia patient, they won't even remember that they lost the key, right? I'm searching for my key. I know that I know have lost it. But for a dementia patient, they won't even search for the key because they don't know they've lost the key. So that's the difference. They're not aware of it. And when you're talking, normal communication is very easy for a person who's just forgetful. But for a person who has dementia, even normal talk also becomes difficult. Okay. And if a person is just forgetful, they at least know where they are lost, right? If I go and leave you in in the mall, you might still tell me I'm in Bangalore, I'm in a mall. But a dementia patient cannot even say that he's in the mall. That's the difference between forgetfulness and dementia. I think somebody's raised their hand asking a question. Shobha ma'am, is there something that you would like to ask? Okay, I think I'll just go on to the next topic. So what are the early signs of dementia? Now, what happens, you've seen, especially in movies, or if you've had really elderly people in your house, you might introduce your loved one to them. And after a few minutes, they'll ask you again, who is this? They will ask the same questions again and again, though you've told, this is your granddaughter. You're meeting her after a long time. Again, after 5 minutes, she'll come and say, who is this? My grandma does that. She's pretty old. She's 90 plus, but she keeps doing that. And it takes a lot of patience to deal with such patients, right? They don't know, they can't take care of themselves. They will forget to eat. They'll forget to take their medications. They cannot plan their own lives. They cannot, even simple things of how to lock a door, how to open the door may be difficult for them. They don't know which place or what time it is. Then they have mood swings. They were like, one time they're very happy, or sometimes they become very sad. So this, and they become a completely different person, right? And normally what we have seen in dementia is the person becomes more withdrawn because they start living in an alternate universe. They don't know what is going around, happening around them. So they start becoming withdrawn. They stop talking. So there's a complete change in the way the person is. These are early signs of dementia. And normally, dementia cannot be diagnosed by yourself or the person who's got the dementia. It is only realized by people who live with them, because they can tell there's a difference, right? Yeah, like I said, in forgetfulness, you will know that you're forgetting something, but for a dementia person, they will not know that they have forgotten something. So if I were to go on, when should we go to the doctor? So when symptoms start interfering with day-to-day life, or if your loved one says the symptoms are becoming worse, and that's causing difficulties in your work, in your relationships, or your living in your home by yourself becomes a problem. And when friends and family start telling you you need to visit a doctor, I think there is an issue, it is best to reach out to your doctor, get an early diagnosis, start taking medication. Some of the causes of dementia can be removed. Like, for example, there's a dementia that is caused by vitamin B12 deficiency. There's a dementia which is caused by thyroid dysfunctions. These are treatable causes which can be treated and got better. If it is if it's a disease which cannot be treated or completely cured, at least we can plan better and make you live a healthier lifestyle. So it is better to get an early diagnosis done. Like I said, having the risk factors just makes it that out of 100 people, 100, my chances of getting it is higher, right? Doesn't mean that I will get the disease. But having said that, it is better to know which are the risk factors. The risk factors are, if you're 65 and above, if you have a family history, if somebody in your family already had dementia, the chances of you, or like for Alzheimer's or any of those conditions, the chances of you having them becomes higher. If you have diabetes or heart condition, because there's like a cycle, right? If you have a heart condition, then there's a there could be a vascular stroke which can cause dementia. Diabetes also can cause high cholesterol. The cholesterol can get deposited. All these are like a vicious circle. They can cause supply to the brain getting damaged, and because of that, they can be a dementia. Then head injuries. The most common causes which we have seen is head injuries, where they hurt some part of the brain. Either there's a bleed inside, or because there's a vascular damage. One of this causes a damage to the part of the brain, which can lead to dementia. The last but not the least is the poor lifestyle. When we talk about poor lifestyle, it means they're not getting adequate amount of good diet. The diet is disturbed, balanced diet is not there. You're not sleeping well if there's not adequate amount of sleep, because when you sleep is when your body is getting regenerated. Then if you're not keeping physically active and mentally active. So physical activity, I am sure most of us will do some kind of exercise, right? But having said that, mental activity is also very important. Solving a simple puzzle, or doing something that you like, a simple artwork, painting, any of those activities will keep you mentally active, right? So those kind of things are important. If you don't do that, you're leading a poor lifestyle. That also can cause you to come at a higher risk. Having said that, higher risk does not mean you will 100% get the disease. I'm just saying your chances of getting it becomes worse. So like I just told you about healthy brain tips. I was telling you how you need to do some kind of creative engagement. You need to uh, do some puzzles, read a book, solve some riddles. Physically active you should have. You should have brain healthy foods, especially foods which are rich in omega-3. And then definitely stay connected with friends and family. Uh, anything, for any machine for that matter, if you take it and you don't use it for a long time, what happens? It's going to get rusted. The parts inside is going to start decaying and not functioning properly. Same way, our brain and human beings are built to be social animals, right? If we don't use our brain, if we don't keep it mentally active, we're definitely going to have issues. And we are born as social human beings, right? Like social, We live in a group. We are not built to live alone. So we need that communication. We need friends. We need people to talk to. All this is equally important to keep your brain healthy and active. Now, coming to dealing with a person who has dementia, right? So now when people have dementia, what happens? Um, they become like a child. They're going backwards. They are scared. Okay. They don't know what's happening. Suddenly they feel lost. They don't know where they are. So they'll keep repeating the same questions. It tests a patient, it'll test your patience a lot if you're living with somebody like that. Because it's almost dealing with a child. You've seen a child who keeps asking you, Mummy, what is this? Mummy, what is that? That's because they're curious. Here it is because they've forgotten that you've already given them an answer. So you need to be extremely patient, understand that it is not their fault. It's not something they wanted. It just happened. So we need to be patient, we need to be calm, and it's better always to follow a certain routine. If you have some kind of routine activity that you do day to day, then it's easier for them also to follow that routine. They will be able to keep that. And then nowadays we have a lot of modern technology which can help us. We can set reminders to take medicines. We can make sure the AI is your Alexa is going to give you reminders. Hey, did you drink water? Did you have your lunch? Did you take food? There is a mobile to call and ask you, please take. So these are simple things that we can use as tools to help remember them. At the same time, nobody likes to be treated like a child. Okay, so they like to do things even as a kid. If you see, my 5-year-old likes to do things, though she doesn't know how to do it, she likes to do it. She wants to go and break an egg on the tawa. It's very difficult for her, but she won't listen. Why? Because she wants to be independent. She wants to make it on her own. When a child is like that, imagine an adult who's grown and lived for so many years, how independent they want to be, right? So try and help them and make them do things independently. They'll feel more confident, even though it is difficult for them. And last but not the least, if you're living with somebody, it is not easy. Join support groups, because in support groups you will get to know, people will tell you what has worked for them. You can learn from others' experience is the best teacher. I can give you a number of sayings, but I may not be as equipped as somebody who's lived with somebody with a dementia, right? So if they can give you live examples of how they dealt with certain problems, how to go about dealing with the issues, and if you are able they will share which doctors are best, what kind of medications work for them, what are the other possibilities, where are the other venues or places that you can take your loved one for treatment or for just spending time, and how to de-stress, because it is a task even for the caregiver, right? Someone who's living with somebody like this will have a lot of questions, lot of difficulty, and it can be frustrating. So if you can talk to somebody, half of your headaches will come down. So I always believe if I'm in, see, you've seen the language, right? A, B, C, D. I always comes before you. So if I'm fine, I can help somebody. So I would always say, if I'm in trouble, let me bring others also in trouble. So I will share my trouble with others so that they give me support and we can deal with it together. So reach out to support groups, and that will definitely make a difference for you. Now, a little bit of myths and facts before we go on, right? Like I told you, there's a myth that everyone gets dementia if they live long enough. Not true. We have a lot of people who do not get dementia at all. Okay. But like I said, the age is one of the risk factors, that the greater the age, the chances of getting a dementia is higher, but need not be that you will get it. Then many people never develop dementia. Quite a few people are there who never develop dementia. If we take good care of ourselves, follow good lifestyle, make sure you eat well, drink well, make sure you keep your body active and your mental health also active, and you you have friends, you build a community and live with them. There are a lot of people who don't have dementia till the last day. And there are people who have really brilliant memory even till the end. One such example was Shakuntala Devi. I'm sure you would have heard of her. You've seen the movie also about her, the Max Wiz. So she also had a very good memory till the very end. Like till now, she's like known for her memory skills. Then there's a myth that dementia only affects memory. Like I said, forgetfulness is where only memory is affected. A dementia is a disease which affects your entire brain. So it will affect your reasoning power. You won't be able to figure out why you're doing something. You're not able to figure out. You might have difficulty in language. You might have difficulty in orientation of where you are, what place you are. You might have difficulty in judging something or taking decisions or making a simple plan. So dementia is a disease that covers entire activities of the brain, right? Fact is, it affects behavior, communication, and judgment too. So, like I just said, these are parts of the, depending on which part of your brain is affected, one or more of these will definitely be affected. Like your behavior can be affected, your communication can be affected. Now, what is the take-home message from all this? So I've kept the session very small and neat because I just want you all to remember two things. One is occasional forgetfulness is normal. It's got nothing to do with age. Even a small child can forget her toy. Even a normal functioning adult at 20 to 30 also will forget. Even a teenager. How many of you would have heard your children telling, Mama, where's my house key? Mama, I forgot my book. You're running around and getting them, right? So it's normal to forget sometimes, but the fact that they know they forgot something makes it different from dementia. But if there's a persistent and completely worsening of situation, so much so that you cannot normally function in your day-to-day activities, that is called dementia. And whenever such thing happens, early action makes a lot of difference. Remember these signs, look out for them in others. When somebody tells you, please make sure you get it diagnosed from a doctor, because there are certain conditions which mimic dementia. Okay, there are psychiatric conditions where you have hallucinations, where you have dementia, temporary memory loss. There are conditions where we like B complex deficiency itself can cause you some amount of confusion, mood swings, and memory loss. These are very treatable causes. So if you reach out to your doctor, they can diagnose it. Make sure you take the right medicines. And if worst comes scenario, there is a diagnosis of dementia, the right kind of care can be given for them. There are certain institutes like Dementia India, which is one of the most famous in Bangalore, where they specifically deal with such people and there are specialized cares for them. The whole program is planned such that they will try and slow down the progression. There is going to be a progression, but they will try to slow down the progression with medicines, activities, and they will give you all the kind of support that you need for these conditions. So I've just kept the session really brief and very small. I would like to have this more like a conversation. You ask me the questions and I will be happy to answer them, because though the topic is small, it's a very interesting topic. So please go ahead and leave your questions and I'll answer them.
There are questions, ma'am. I'll just read out for you. Shilpi Biswas, ma'am, is asking, is Alzheimer and dementia is same?
No, like I was telling you, dementia is an umbrella. Just think of it like India, right? In India doesn't mean it is just one state. It has how many states, right? Like that, Alzheimer is one of the states. India is like the dementia, or to say more like uh, Alzheimer is like a condition in which there are certain protein bodies which are deposited inside the brain and they affect the cells. But this is only one of the causes of dementia. It is a major cause, like 60 to 70% of dementia cases are because of Alzheimer's. But Alzheimer's is different, dementia is different. Alzheimer's is a disease where protein is deposited. Dementia is, along with Alzheimer, the other reasons which cause dysfunction in the brain. That's the difference between the two of them.
Another question is from Shamla Ravi, ma'am. She's asking, is there a chance of developing dementia after a meninging surgery?
Meningioma surgery. Okay. Like I said, anything that affects your brain, like a simple, even a head injury, there is a high risk, right? I didn't say that everybody who undergoes a surgery, brain surgery, or everybody who falls down will get or hurts his head will get dementia, but they put you at a higher risk. So if I were to compare with somebody who did not have a brain surgery and somebody who had a brain surgery, I would say the chances of you developing a dementia is 50% higher than a person who did not undergo surgery.
Okay. शोभा गोयल मैम हैज आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन इन हिंदी। मैं 63 प्लस हूँ और मैं अक्सर बातें भूल जाती हूँ, बोलते बोलते भी गुम हो जाती हूँ। क्या मैं इस कैटेगरी में आती हूँ? मैं खुद को कैसे संभालूं? लाइक दैट।
अ, हाँ, इसके लिए बहुत सिंपल है। पहले आप देख लीजिए कि इफ इफ भाषा में कोई तकलीफ है या सिर्फ कुछ लाइक इफ इट्स ओनली फ्यू वर्ड्स, शब्दों में एक तकलीफ है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये नॉर्मल चीज में हो जाता है। बट सिंस यू 63 प्लस, you can get one test done. There is a dementia screening test that we normally do at least once a year. If you get it done, it's very good. But if it is only language that you're having issue with, then I don't think it should be a proper dementia. You can get your tested by a doctor, and then we can take it forward from there.
Yeah, Jaya ma'am is asking if otherwise a normal health condition person undergoes this dementia, will it affect the other body organs?
Okay, so I told you dementia is the condition where the brain is getting degenerated, right? The causes of dementia are many. Now, depending on which cause it is, it will affect. Now, for example, if I were telling you had dementia because of Alzheimer's, then your other organs being affected is very little low, very less, because it's a disease of the brain, right? So it completely depends on what kind of dementia you're having and what cause it is, what is causing it. If the disease has a progression into other organs, then only it will have. But if I were to bracket it up, dementia doesn't per se cause damage to other organs.
Okay. Sunita Vermaji asking, can dementia be cured?
Like I told you, there are few treatable causes of dementia. So, like I said, if you had vitamin B12 deficiency, which is causing dementia, or if there's a thyroid dysfunction, which is causing dementia, but these are very few and very low categories. But there are conditions where you can cure them, but not completely. There are certain conditions where we can progressively make it better, like, bring you closer to normal, but not completely cure it. And definitely we can help you support and build a better lifestyle after you develop dementia, but not completely cure it.
Okay, there is a question from Sampath Srinivasanji. Which specialist can help in diagnosis?
You see, you don't need to actually go to a specialist for dementia. Even a general physician can do the diagnosis for you. They can do assessment for you. But normally, after the assessment is done, we would send you to a psychiatrist or a neurologist to get your scans done to find out what is the cause of this and try and treat those causes. But a general physician definitely itself will be able to identify.
Okay. Uh, Dolly Jaiswalji is asking, Doctor, can forgetfulness be treated and what precaution we should take? Any exercise or yoga you would like to recommend?
See, I told you forgetfulness happens only because we are either multitasking, we are too stressed out, we are either too tired physically, or we have not eaten well, we have not slept well. So the cause of forgetfulness is because of us only, right? It is not because that you want to forget or it's a brain disease. It's just that we are doing too many things at a time. So the only way to do is be a little mindful. Whenever you're doing something, do one thing at a time. Don't multitask. uh, Eat healthy foods, drink plenty of water, get adequate amount of rest, physical activity, any yoga or exercise, anything that is comfortable for you, you can do. There is no per se that you have to do this only, it will affect. But what I have seen most of my seniors doing and who said it is beneficial is mindful breathing. So they close their eyes and focus on their breathing, even for 5-10 minutes per day, definitely has made a lot of difference, especially for those who cannot do a lot of physical activity. Even simple mindful breathing helps.
Okay, I think you have already answered this question. Is it age related? Rashmi Vermaji asking.
No, it is not age related, but having said that, most of the dementia cases are seen at an older age because the risk becomes higher when you grow older. So, the reason being that when a machine is new, the chances of getting it falling apart is low. But when you've used it for a long time, the chances of it by hitting by one small hit can make it damaged very quickly. That's all. It only makes it high risk, but it doesn't mean that it has to be age related.
Okay, Sunita Vermaji asking, Is dementia genetically disease? Genetically disease, yeah.
There are certain causes of dementia which are genetically inherited. That's why I said Alzheimer's, those kind of diseases, you will have a history. Somebody in your life would have had it before, like in your family. That's why we take a family history. But that doesn't mean that it is only genetically.
Okay. Jaya ma'am asking one more question. Do the youngsters face the dementia?
Yes, we have had youngsters also. See, when we talk about causes of dementia, there are vascular strokes and all those, which even young adults can have, and that can cause head injuries, can happen even in youngsters. So there are various causes. That's why I said it's got nothing to do with your age. Got to do with the disease that you get. So it's basically on that.
Okay. Kiran Kapadia ji is asking, can it be healed by yoga?
See, if you've heard of yoga, from the little knowledge I know about yoga, yoga deals with mind, body, and soul, right? So when you're doing any kind of yoga therapies, they have something that involves your mind to concentrate. It involves a little bit of physical activity and a little bit of soul searching, basically keeping quiet and listening to your body and rhythm. When you do this, you're mindful, whether you realize it or not, you're activating three parts of your body, right? One is your brain is active, you're physically doing something, and your mind is also quiet at that time. The whole point of doing yoga is not to think of anything and concentrate on one thing. So when you do that, automatically you're giving exercise to your brain, which will help prevent or slow down, but it's not a guarantee and it will not cure. It just helps you to stay healthy for a longer time.
Okay. Rashmi Verma ji is asking, should we get checked periodically by neurologist?
Not periodically by neurologists, yearly once when you do your preventive health checkup or your lab tests, which you are go and do it. Please get your general physician to test you once. Tell them to do my mental dementia screening or my mental health assessment. Can you please do it? Yearly once, if you do, that's enough. Unless and until somebody in your family identifies certain symptoms in you which seems to be getting worse, in that case, definitely do it even in between.
Okay, like you said, early actions make a lot of difference. What kind of actions? Sampath Srinivasan sir is asking.
And like we just said, early diagnosis. Early diagnosis definitely makes a difference. Early action can be also related to your lifestyle. I said if you're leading a poor lifestyle, not sleeping well, not eating well, not physically active, not keeping your mental activities high. All these are simple early actions that you can start doing from today and make a lot of difference.
Okay, मीना गोयल जी has asked question in Hindi. मैं 68 की हूँ. मैं किसी भी चीज को रखकर भूल जाती हूँ. क्या यह बीमारी है? कृपया बताएं.
नहीं, ये बीमारी नहीं है। मैं भी मैं तो अभी 40 हूँ, बट मुझे भी यह हो जाता है। मैं कहीं पर की छोड़ देती हूँ, कहीं पर कभी कभी गाड़ी पे ही छोड़ के आ जाती हूँ। सो इट्स नॉट अ डिजीज। ये फॉरगेटफुलनेस है, बिकॉज मुझे याद है कि मैंने भूल गया, वहीं पे भूल गया। मुझे याद है, आपको भी याद होगा कहाँ पर, लाइक यू लेफ्ट योर, यू नो दैट यू फॉरगॉट समथिंग. सो इन अ डिमेंशिया पेशेंट दे वोंट इवन नो दैट दे फॉरगॉट समथिंग. The very fact that you're able to identify that आपने कुछ चीज भूला है makes the disease not dementia, it's forgetfulness. वहां पे just थोड़ा mindfulness चाहिए और ठीक हो जाएगा.
Right. Deepika ma'am is asking, insomnia can lead to dementia. Can it be prevented if I have family history?
तो आपको ये समझना है, insomnia means sleeplessness, right? Basically you're not getting enough of sleep. Can it lead to dementia? Yes, it can lead to high risk of dementia. Doesn't mean that it will cause dementia. See what happens when you sleep every day? You're giving your whole body rest. So throughout the day when you're awake, your brain is functioning double. It is taking care of your body, it's making it move, all the actions that you're doing, everything is running through your brain, along with the fact that you're thinking, you're reacting, you're reasoning, you're doing your language, all that is happening. But when you sleep, your brain concentrates on only healing the body, trying to repair wherever there is a tear, small things which your body can self repair. When you don't sleep, you're again putting your body into unnecessary strain. Your mind is too active, and then after a certain time, it makes confusions, it makes you groggy, and all that can set in if you do not get enough of sleep. So definitely insomnia is bad, but insomnia itself will not cause dementia. But if you have insomnia, the chances becomes higher because one, you're not getting enough chance to repair your brain. When you're having insomnia, not sleeping well, you're not going to function well. So the chances of falling and hurting yourself becomes higher. Then you're not going to eat well. Your whole system is crashing. So you need to be a little more careful. And if you have a family history, again, I said it only puts you at a high risk. Just because your father had it does not mean you will also have it. Okay. So there's always genetics to play in it. But if you know that you have a family history, I would recommend that you get regular checkups done so as to prevent that and to catch it early.
Manju Agarwal ji is asking, can antidepressant cause dementia?
Medications. Can medications cause dementia? No. It depends on what medicines you're taking. There are certain medicines which have to be prevented. Like you shouldn't mix two medicines. That's why whenever, no matter what medicines you're taking, make sure your doctor knows all the medicines, including extra supplements or whatever you're taking. I'll tell you one simple example. Okay. I'm sure in Instagram you would have seen everybody saying that turmeric is the new medicine out there. If you take turmeric, it has if you take turmeric, it will help you heal a lot of your diseases. So I had one patient who was a hypertensive patient who started taking this turmeric supplement and did not tell me. These are readily available in the market, Ayurvedic supplements. So they took it, and after a few days, she came to the ER saying stomach pain. She had unbearable stomach pain. We did all the tests from endoscopy to fundoscopy to everything. We did all the tests, and everything was turning out we couldn't find the cause of it. Okay. But within 2-3 days, she started vomiting blood. Then we started digging. We asked her a lot of history. Then slowly she tells us somebody introduced her to turmeric acid supplements saying that it will help her. Now, what was wrong in this? The reason was that turmeric has some blood anticoagulant properties. So she had gastric ulcer which started bleeding because of this, because she was taking something which was preventing the clotting. So the same way antidepressants or any medications that you can take can cause interactions with other medicines that can lead to a complication which can cause dementia. Like it can cause a vascular bleed, it can cause clots, all that. So one tablet will not cause it. There is no particular medicine related to dementia. But having said that, if medicines are not taken in the proportion properly or consulted by a doctor, it can cause a situation which can lead to dementia.
Okay. Vijaya Lakshmi ji is asking, do we have an organization in India to take care of dementia patient or any rehabilitation centers?
Yes, we do have. There's like I was just talking about Dementia India. There are so many. There's Nightingale. If in Bangalore itself, I'm telling you, Nightingale's also takes care of dementia patients. And you can Google them, Nightingale's Elder Care. Then there is Dementia India. Then there are quite a few societies. But I'm just telling two of them because I know them by first hand. There are a lot of other facilities also where they help in such cases. So there is two ways they do. They even send people to your house, like caretakers who can come and live with you and take care of you. Or there's another facility where you can leave the elder there in their facility to be taken care of.
Okay. Jaya Prasad ma'am asking, there are many palliative centers, but any specific center to deal with dementia?
Like I just answered, no, dementia care is there. There are a lot of, there are a lot, okay. There are quite a few. There's even Sukino, which has this places. It completely depends on where you are, which is closest to you, which is more feasible to you, and also on the price range and what kind of service you want. Like I said, if you want it at home or you want it at assisted living space, there are a lot of people who are into this sector right now.
Yeah, if you all have any question, you can always join Marzi community, WhatsApp community. We have posted the WhatsApp link in chat box. Please check the chat box. Doctor, there is one more question. Rashmi Verma ji is asking, what about meditation in getting cured? Like, I think you have already answered this question. Yeah.
Meditation helps, but it is not a cure. That I can tell you for a fact. And having said that, we have a very active community in Marzi where we, not just these topics, we have a lot of topics that keep coming up and we keep discussing there. We have doctors, we have friends, we have other people living with certain situations, like-minded people, very jovial people, and we have Pratisha who leads our communities. She's very interactive. You can definitely reach out to her through our WhatsApp groups, and she will definitely lead you into the proper communications. We have events, travels. We have a lot of things for out there for the elders. So please join our community.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर सुषमा अग्रवाल जी इज आस्किंग मैं भी बहुत भूल जाती हूँ नींद की मेडिसिन डिप्रेशन दर्पण फोर्टे लेती हूँ क्या ये सही है
अगेन एक टैबलेट पे कमेंट करना अच्छे नहीं होगा, बिकॉज मुझे आपका कंडीशन नहीं पता, मैंने आपका एग्जामिनेशन नहीं किया है, तो दवाई के बारे में नहीं बोलती हूँ। बट भूल जाने और उसके बाद आपको याद है कि आपने कुछ भूला है, इसका मतलब आपको डिमेंशिया नहीं है। डिमेंशिया पेशेंट को ये वो याद भी नहीं होगा कि उन्होंने कुछ भूला है। ठीक है, वही फर्क है।
Nice. Selena ma'am is asking, is Renard disease connect to this subject?
Disease partly. It also causes a little bit, again, Renard's is another type of vascular disorder and neurological disorder, but it is slightly, but not completely, is one of the causes.
Sampath Srinivasan is asking, snoring or sleep apnea, is this a risk factor?
When you're snoring or if you have sleep apnea, the main thing is that during your sleep, you're not somewhere your breathing is getting obstructed, right? Like you're not breathing normally. That is what sleep apnea means. That means at certain points of your sleep, you're not getting some oxygen is not enough for your body. So yes, it increases your risk factor because you're not getting enough oxygen to the brain, which means there's going to be certain damage. It puts you at a high risk.
Okay. Syed sir is asking, recovery ratio क्या है dementia का?
रिकवरी रेशियो बहुत ही कम है। डिले कर सकते हैं, उनका मदद कर सकते हैं, उनको लाइफ एडजस्ट करने, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आपको एक आंखों में प्रॉब्लम हो गया, मैं आपको चश्मा दे सकती हूँ, बट आपको आंखों को रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकती अनलेस इट इज कम्प्लीटली डैमेज। बट नॉर्मली क्या करते हैं, हम चश्मा देते हैं तो आपको लीड देखने में तो दिक्कत नहीं होगा। ऐसा ही है डिमेंशिया। डिमेंशिया जब एक बार आ जाता है, मैं आपको उसके साथ कैसे जीना है मैं सिखा सकती हूँ, बट उससे पूरा निकालना मेरे बस की बात नहीं है।
That's true. Deepika ma'am is asking, I read few pages of newspaper today and I can't reproduce day after. What is this? Forgetfulness or dementia?
वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। आप जब न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहे थे, व्हेन यू वर रीडिंग, डिड यू पे अटेंशन टू द टॉपिक और यू वर जस्ट रीडिंग इट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ आई हैव टू रीड टुडे, दिस इज माय वर्क टुडे? सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन दैट। देखिए, इफ यू टेल अ स्टोरी विच इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, अब 10 साल के बाद भी इफ यू आस्क हर शी विल रिमेंबर दैट। बट इफ आई एम जस्ट रीडिंग फॉर द सेक ऑफ रीडिंग अ न्यूज़पेपर टुडे, मैं कल तक मैं भूल जाती हूँ। सो अगेन दैट्स नॉट फॉरगेटफुलनेस। आपको और ये और एक बात है, आपको पता है कि आपने भूल गया, कुछ पढ़ा था मैं भूल गई। इन डिमेंशिया वो नहीं याद नहीं रहेगा कि आपने पढ़ा था, वही भूल जाते हैं आप।
There is one more interesting question in Hindi. Sushma Agarwal ji is asking, मुझे लेटे हुए बहुत बातें याद आती हैं, बट फिर भूल जाती हूँ रात में सब। याद आती है कब कब की बातें, आगे की बातें, मतलब पुरानी बातें बहुत याद आती हैं, फिर वापस भूल जाती हूँ।
ये आपकी नींद में आ रहा है कि आप जब
लेटे
सोते
लेटे
हैं?
सोते हुए बेड पे जाने के बाद।
हाँ, बेड पे जाने, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग ना, तब आपका मन में शांति है, आप कुछ और नहीं सोच रहे हो, तो आपको दिमाग के लिए पूरा टाइम है, तो आप यू कैन रिमेम्बर एवरीथिंग। जब आप उठ रहे हैं, जब काम कर रहे हैं ना, बहुत बिजी हो रहे हैं, तब ये सब नहीं याद होगा। तो ये फॉरगेटफुलनेस है।
Very interesting questions we are getting.
ट्रू
Uh,
ट्रू।
Satish Kaliaji is asking, I'm a male, 78 years old. I have been taking sodium vaporate for 1 year. Can I gradually stop it?
No, you cannot gradually stop it because it depends on what condition for what were you given this. Okay. Normally, we give it for either you had some kind of epilepsy episodes or stroke or psychiatric disorder, whatever condition for whatever reason it was given. We normally don't remove it in 1 year. It usually takes 2 or 3 years, and it also depends on for what reason I started it, right? So unless I know a little history about your condition, it's very difficult for me to tell you whether I can stop it or not.
Okay. There was one more question from a participant. Is it life-threatening?
You tell me, is it life-threatening? Not on the day one. Okay. So you
Mm.
have dementia. Today you got a diagnosis of dementia. That means it's been developing over time, right? People have found out that you're forgetting stuff, you're forgetting where you are, what you're doing, you're forgetting yourself, you're calling your mother, you're calling your daughter by mother's name, things like that. So you tell me, when it starts progressing to a stage that you forget to eat, is it life threatening? When you forget where you are, you don't know what a train is, you don't know what a car is, you don't know what a road is, does that become life threatening? Yes. You're going to go and walk in the middle of the road because you don't know what a road is. You don't know what a street is. You don't know a balcony. You don't know. So that makes it very life threatening for yourself and for the others also. Because if you're a child you're taking care of or you're babysitting, and if you don't know what you're doing, then definitely it is life threatening. But per se, will the disease itself kill you? No. But it's just that the progression of the disease will cause you to do things that can make you put you in a life-threatening situation.
Okay. Doctor, I want to ask you one more question because I have observed one of my friend. She's 40 years old, but she always forget names of her friends, not other things, only names.
This is again selective people have this. So
Okay.
some people forget names, some people forget faces. They'll remember the name, they'll not remember the face. Like that. And then there are people there are a lot of people who have this condition. It's
Mm.
selective memory. It's got nothing to do with dementia per se. It's about practice, learning new methods, train yourself. For example, what we do is we tell them to associate the name by repeat it 5, 6 times in the conversation. So suppose like, I'm sorry, a good name, ma'am.
My name is Archana. I'm from Singapore.
So what I do is when you tell me Asma, you
Mm.
would have told me Asma. So in the next 3, 4 minutes, if I'm going to talk to you, I'll repeat your name a couple of times. I'll say, Asma, can you tell me where you're coming from? Asma, when are you coming? That repetition will make my memory remember it, because memory is about repetition, right? So
Mm.
you can tell her to try and practice this. So repeat the name 4 or 5 times in that conversation, then her brain will capture it. But if you said Asma and I never repeated your name, I won't remember it again, because
Yeah.
I've just heard it once. So I'm
I'll,
not very mindful. So it's about practice. That's different from dementia.
thank you so much, doctor. Doctor, there is one more question. What are the other diseases other than Alzheimer's that causes?
I,
Yeah.
there's Lewy body, there's nutritional, there is thyroid dementia, there's vascular dementia. There are many causes of dementia.
Mm.
But like I said, Alzheimer's cause, most of it, like 60 to 70% of the cases are because of this.
Okay, so that's all. We have answered, I think, almost all the questions. So you all can join the link. We have already posted the link over here. Doctor, would you like to talk about Marzi? Yeah.
Yeah, if I have to just quickly give you a insight into what Marzi does, we are a complete community for the seniors of today, for the seniors. Basically, what we want to give them is encourage active living, be a part of our community, join our events. We have selective events that are planned out just for you all. Then there is Marzi clubs. There we have clubs, physical spaces coming up. We have a we have a plan, Marzi Health Plan, where we take care of your diseases, not just your chronic diseases or your see, most of the plans out there right now are focusing on removing your chronic disease, of removing diabetes, removing hypertension. But here we want to focus on making you live better, increase your lifespan, and you increase your energy levels, delay these kind of diseases like dementia, and live a very active lifestyle, which comes with genetic testing, physical. There is a physiotherapist, there's a dietitian, there's a health coach, all of them involved. So we have that plan. Then we have communities where you can come and mingle with like-minded people, get to know them, discuss, have some fun. And then we have Pratisha runs a beautiful community service. Like, she runs a few quizzes. She makes sure a lot of webinars, such not just health related, some fun topics, a lot of things that she organizes for us. Then there is we have a lot of other curated services like travels. So we focus on traveling where it is in luxury. At the same time, even if you want to travel alone or with a group, or you want us to create a group for you, we are happy to do that. Whether it's India, all India, or across the world, we would definitely be help to. We can help plan those trips for you. And of course, we are based out of Bangalore, but we do not let geography become a barrier for you. So irrespective of where you are in India, you can reach out to us. We do have concierge services. We help in providing concierge services in the sense, if you want to go somewhere and you want somebody to help you, either like say you want to go to the bank, you want to go to the shopping, you want to go movie, you want some companion with you to accompany you, we provide concierge services. We have a lot of these. Everything is focused to making an elderly a person above 50 to live actively, and the preventive diseases where we want to do. We want to be more preventive healthcare, and we want to increase your health span, not your lifespan. Lifespan everybody is doing. I'm saying we want you to be on the foot till the very last without having to be bedridden, and to be mentally active, and to be very to live your life to the fullest. That's where we are aimed at.
Doctor, so I want to ask you one more thing. So your centers are in Bangalore only, or if physically anybody wants to come to center?
So right now we prefer to keep most of the activities online, but
Okay.
our events are in Bangalore, and it is not in one place. We try to make sure that the location is somewhere feasible for all those who want to join us. We have a lot of online events also. We have offline events also. We also have services across Bangalore for now. We are expanding into other cities very soon. But having said that, even if you're from another city and you need any of our services, because travel and those things, even from here, we can do it. It doesn't need us to be there in your place. We arrange from door to door, right? From your house, we pick you up to travel, finish your travel, and then come and drop you back home. So all that we take care of. And space is just a constraint in our mind, but we would like to service across India. Though we are currently restricted to certain activities like events, I can't organize in other cities right now. We are only organizing in Bangalore, but pretty soon we will expand.
Yeah. So online, anybody can consult you. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Doctors are me and my health coach team, any of us, we are available online all the time. Physically, you don't, if it is not possible for you to travel, it's not an issue. You can always leave a message to us and we will reach out to you.
Okay. There is one more question from Shilpi Biswas, ma'am. Can Alzheimer carry forward to children if parents suffered with this disease? I think
There is 80 to 90% of the chances that they can carry forward the gene, because it is associated. And we've seen more than 40 to 50% of the cases have a history of Alzheimer's in the family before. But having said that, it is not the only cause of an Alzheimer.
Okay. Jaya Lakshmi ma'am is asking about the location in Bangalore.
So, like I said, we are our office per se, if you ask us, behind Shantinagar, but our events are across Bangalore. We don't do it in one place. Our clubs are coming up very soon in Kormangla. There are a lot of places where we meet and catch up with. So it doesn't have to be in person. Like I said, you can always reach out to us in our WhatsApp group, in our link. Look at our website, www.marzi.life. If you want, you can reach out to our WhatsApp groups also. We will immediately respond to you.
Yeah. One more question has come up. Is diabetes cause dementia?
Dementia, yes. Diabetes is puts you at a higher risk of developing dementia if you don't control your diabetes. If your sugar levels are high, then your system is blacked out. Again, this causing a disruption in the cholesterol, proteins, and all that, and can cause. I'm not saying it is a cause. It can cause dementia.
Yeah, that was the last question. There are so many people sending messages. Thank you, doctor, and all. It was very helpful, session today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all your patience and for all the questions that you've asked. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we are more than happy to answer your questions. You can reach out to us for a one-on-one sessions through our WhatsApp group and through our websites. Thank you so much for joining and giving me this wonderful opportunity also. Thank you, seeing us today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.